first off, thank you for actually coming to interview us.
Yeah, no problem. No, it was my pleasure.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I just have a couple of questions, kind of just regarding you yourself and also the event.
Sure.
So for the first one, what brought you out here actually to check it out? Like, how did you find out about it? Why did it interest you to actually be involved?
It was first brought up to me by my management team. They were really excited about it, and they wanted me to participate. And they kind of told me a little bit about it, but I think the reason I chose to compete, I mean, besides obviously trying to win money, is that this is actually kind of a big deal. Being able to do sort of an esports event that doesn't necessarily have to wrap around really serious competition and very skilled players, I think is sort of a novel idea, and I think that it can be entertaining. The idea that personalities can get together and have like their own little fun competition and that be fun to watch is important, and I think that is a bit different than what people are used to seeing, where you get like League of Legends teams, these crazy esports guys that have been practicing 8 hours a day. It's this total opposite spectrum where it's like some goofy guys and girls that love to get in front of people and have fun. And we do have some more competitive people, there, but for the most part, we're here to have fun and we're here to do our best. And I think that the implications of that are exciting. So I wanted to be kind of part of that, kind of the beginning of that. So if this does take off, which I think it will, we can see more events like this where it doesn't have to be so serious all the time and like these crazy events. It can just be fun. So.
Awesome. Yeah, and I would actually agree the same. I only recently found out about this myself, probably like less than a week ago. And so it was kind of something interesting, and I was given the opportunity to like come here, and I'm like, oh wow, mobile games as an esport, that's different. So.
It is different, but I think that the fact that they're not trying to make it serious lends itself to the casual audience, right?
Right, and that's where it leads into.
Exactly. So again, it's really interesting, actually. Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. In that case, so I guess in regards to yourself, how did you get into video games, and was that in any way, shape, or form helped you like start your own channel, like when you first actually started it?
Oh well, I'm not much different than most of these guys. I started gaming when I was 2 or 3 years old, literally. My dad had an old school black and white Macintosh, and the kind that has like the monitor and the computer all in one.
Yeah,
it's about this tall.
So it was like the Apple system.
Yes, yeah, like back in the day. And I used to play games like Dark Castle and Apache 5.0 and Art of War. Or Ancient Art of War, like these old games, and I remember seeing my dad playing some of them and me wanting to do everything my dad did. So I was like, let me try, at 3 years old, and my dad's like, you're not gonna understand this. And so like I jumped on there, and within a week or two I had beaten, one of the games, and my parents thought I was a genius, because this is when like computers first started out,
Yeah,
so, like,
exactly.
They were like, what do we have here? Some computer genius. Which is not the case. But and from there on, I just was obsessed with games. I was so obsessed my parents wouldn't let me have a console until I was like 14. The console stayed at grandma's house. So like at my grandma's house, they had like Nintendo and Sega and like stuff like that. I was allowed to have my Macintosh until games became obsolete on Macintosh, because kind of flipped over to PC. And my dad got a gateway PC for his business. And I would jump on it and load my PC games. I was so excited, but he was like, "This is a business PC. You can't do this." So I would sneak it all the time. I would literally download games, play them, and then uninstall them before he got home, so he didn't know I was playing on his PC. But yeah, I think that kind of transitioned over into EverQuest when I was about, about 12 or 13 years old. EverQuest. Before that, the first online game I played was Warcraft 2 through TCP/IP connection. So I used to be part of like a clan, and we would have sanctioned matches and stuff. And I was like 11, but I loved it, and it was a fun time. But then I went to EverQuest, played EverQuest all through my teens. My grades suffered tremendously for it. And then it's just been MMOs and all sorts of variety games after that. I love all games. I can't say all games, except for, I think the only thing I don't jump into is like car games, like racing games. Cars have never really interested me, so like Forza and stuff like that. I don't really play those much, but pretty much anything else I'm good to go. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And so, like I said, did that help you actually like start your channel, like your gaming channel?
Yes, yeah, it did. I do well in certain games, and I think that it's definitely been because of the history of gaming that I've done. I understand systems, I understand mechanics, I understand, you know, in my opinion, what makes a good game, what makes a bad game, and be able to explain that, you know, in such a way than just saying, I think it's dumb, you know. I can say, I don't like it and this is why, you know, and I can reference other games and other, you know,
Right,
things
exactly.
Exactly. So it definitely lends, because people, you know, they call us influencers, right? It's because people listen to what we say. We're in front of them and we give our opinion about a game, and then, you know, sometimes people won't purchase a game unless one of us recommends it or plays it a lot. They want to see us having fun with it. So yes, my history in games have made that a lot easier, because I can articulate to them exactly what I'm feeling, exactly what I like, exactly what I don't like, and that makes it good for them, because then they have a better understanding of what they're getting into with purchases, which is extremely important for some people, because a lot of people are on a budget, and there's a lot of early access trash out there, and you got to be careful, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the good thing about you guys as influencers for like a new medium such as YouTube that's been around only for a decade, and providing feedback for other people to like consider purchasing decisions, or maybe getting into new genres or something new that they can start on their own.
Yeah, and they get to kind of see the game in its entirety before that, you know, if they want to, before they jump in.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool too. I think it's a double-edged sword, right? I think for those of us who understand what kind of implications and responsibility this has, I think we try very hard to stay as genuine as possible, because it's important to me and also a lot of other broadcasters that we don't lose that credibility. So it's kind of this weird balance where you want to grow your audience and you want to, you know, have sponsors and you want to do this and stuff, but you also want to remain organic. So it's this really, it is a balance, and everybody has their threshold. So, you know, on one end, on the, you know, on the end of the people, you know, there's streamers that take great care in the sponsors they take in and the games they play and all that stuff. But then on the other end, some of these guys are taking advantage of that too, you know, and we survive on integrity, you know, and over the last year, especially this year, we've seen a lot of integrity breakdowns of, you know, big time streamers. So it's a good thing as long as broadcasters keep things in perspective, I think. I would never want to lose that integrity, because, you know, at that point, what are we good for people? They can't trust a word we say. Are we paid to say this? Are we not paid to say
exactly.
this? So it's again, it's a very cool thing. I just hope that, you know, most people realize what they have in their channels and how much people really listen to them, and they don't get too greedy. So.
Yeah, and hopefully that never happens to you or to pretty much anyone now with that.
No, man, I'm gonna sell out real quick. No. The first $1 million deal that comes through, I'm done.
But cool. But actually, that leads into my next question then, which would be, where do you see YouTube coming in 5 years into the future? Like, where do you actually see its direction going?
See, I mostly stream on Twitch, so I don't really. I mean, YouTube I use as almost like a library or like a catalog of my streams or highlights and stuff. So, I mean, YouTube, I'm not sure. I know I'm not really in the YouTube space very much.
So how about Twitch then?
Okay, so it's very difficult to say, because it's the Wild West right now, and things like this are, you know, kind of, again, novel ideas that are being explored. You know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. You know, maybe this will be completely different in 2 years. But I really love broadcasting. I really love that. So what I'm hoping for in 10 years is that I just have enough to provide for me and my family, and I'm able to put on a really fun show for people, and I'm able to connect on the internet with people all over the world. Like, that's important to me. Along the way, I would definitely love to grow my business. You know, everybody wants to be successful and wants to, you know, they want to give back to, you know, community. Most people do. So charity, I hope, becomes a big part, and it has already of Twitch. What I'm hoping is that into the future that charity just is synonymous. You know, I want that to be a big thing too. So yeah, 10 years from now, I'm hoping to honestly still do what I do, just at a higher level. and always get better at my content and my show and my broadcast, and just keep getting better. And maybe something will pop up later. Who knows? Virtual reality might come out. It might be a whole nother landscape of things to explore. But for right now, I'm very content. I think that Twitch has made a lot of really good moves. I think they're learning very quickly. I think they listen to us. They listen to us and they talk to us and they have us come out and they take feedback, and they're very good about communication. I feel like Twitch as a business is so personal to me. DJ Wheat, who's one of the hot shots over there. He takes time out of his day, to, like, if he sees a tweet that I might throw out that looks a little depressing, he'll hit me up. Are you okay, man? Talk to me, that kind of thing. Whereas opposed to YouTube, I see a lot of YouTubers, I talk to a lot of YouTubers because there's a lot of crossover there, obviously. Mm-hmm. YouTubers kind of have the opposite reaction. Like, YouTube is here and they're here, and there's so much miscommunication going on between them. With the content changes, and just recently, wasn't there like a sub leaking bug or something?
Yeah, I literally heard about that like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So, like, some of the big YouTubers lost a lot of their friends' subs. Other content people lost more of their subs. I think those that are just watching videos on YouTube have been losing subs. So I know that's been one of YouTube's biggest problems.
So the difference here is that if that were to happen on Twitch, they have people we can reach out to immediately and talk to and get answers from and have that sort of open dialogue. Whereas on YouTube, from what I've heard, there's not a medium for that, And so, I don't know where YouTube's going, but I think Twitch has a really good head on its shoulders. I think they take care of their content creators. I think they understand how important we are to them, and they are very good to us. So I think Twitch is a really healthy business. I think it's going to remain a healthy business. I have no reason to think otherwise, and neither do the stats. So
that's a great answer.
But you never know. You never know.
The future only tells us so much.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, actually, you actually answered my last question as well. Pretty much, where do you see yourself, 5 years from now?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I see myself, at my house and with my family and doing a broadcast in my office. That's what I'm
building on your brand.
Just keep building on my brand and having fun and getting to meet cool people and being able to provide, hours and hours, hundreds of hours and thousands of hours of entertainment for people, So that's exciting for me. It's what I love to do.
All right, awesome. So, with that regard, it was great talking with you.
Oh, yeah, no,
on behalf of Pop Culture Cosmos, we really appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, no problem.
And letting us know how you felt about this, and you as yourself, as a content creator, how you feel everything is going forward with the industry and for yourself.
Yeah, well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yep.